So the Chiefs made a bit of a surprising move prior to the Cowboys game, and there's also a couple interesting things to talk about with these teams' final injury reports. So there are 3 players ruled out for this game for the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be tight end Noah Gray, right guard Trey Smith, and then Chris Roland Wallace, their defensive back. He's dealing with a back issue. Noah Gray's in concussion protocol, and Trey Smith's dealing with the ankle. Well, with Noah Gray out, we'll probably see more from Robert Tonyan, but maybe tight end Jared Wiley gets activated for the first time this season. That's the Chiefs' 4th-round rookie from last year that tore his ACL last November. Then with Trey Smith out, I think it's Mike Caliendo up at right guard. He's going to be your weak link, so Quinnen Williams, Kenny Clark, whoever's along the interior, that's where you're going to attack, right? Well, this is where things get a little bit interesting because Chris Roland Wallace is out, so you elevated 2 guys from the practice squad, one of them being safety Mike Edwards. That makes sense, but then the second guy is offensive tackle Esa Pole. He was a fan favorite, didn't make the 53-man roster prior to cutdowns, then recently found himself back on the practice squad. Well, that is a very interesting elevation because Wanye Morris was a healthy scratch last week, so some are saying, hey, what if Esa Pole is actually the team's swing tackle in this game, then Jalen Moore, who is usually the swing tackle, actually plays right guard instead of Mike Caliendo? I don't mind the idea, but Jalen Moore has had really no experience at the guard position, so I still think it's Mike Caliendo, but I am intrigued to see why Esa Pole was elevated from the practice squad. If he dresses out, is it over Wanye Morris? If so, it's looking like a brighter future for Esa Pole rather than Wanye Morris. The only other guys to mention on the Chiefs injury report would be Isaiah Pacheco. He's a full go, and he will be playing for the first time after about a month away. Patrick Mahomes had a groin issue pop up late in the Colts game, but he's going to be playing and should be fine. And then Rashee Rice with the hamstring and Xavier Worthy with the ankle. They are both good to go, which is great news because that Cowboys secondary is a little bit suspect. Then for the Cowboys, they have a bunch of guys on the injury report: Osa Odighiwusa, George Pickens, Kavontae Turpin, but all those guys are going to be playing, including Jadeveon Clowney. The only guy that's not going to be playing for the Cowboys is left tackle Tyler Guyton. That's where, if you are the Chiefs in that defensive line, whether it's Mike Dana, Omenihu, Karlaftis at times, or even Chris Jones on key passing downs, you've got to take advantage of them having the backup left tackle in.